What's up, guys? It is Coasters and Things here today, back again with another episode of the Thrill Live. Today, Beyond the Thrills and I are joined by two guests, Spoiler Coasters and Park Visions.
How's everybody doing today? Doing well?
Doing well, yep.
All right, cool. So just 2 episodes left, and then this will be the end of Series 2, as both Jason and I have very busy summers ahead. I have a new job. He's working at Dollywood. A lot of things are going on in our lives. Yeah. So just 2 more episodes, this one today and then 1 more after this, and then we'll be taking a break for a little while. But don't worry, the pod is not going anywhere. We will be back hopefully in September, if not October.
Yeah, we're both working at places that we're passionate about this summer.
For sure. So today we're doing our normal 5 topics. If you didn't check out last week's episode with Andreas, Thrills and Magic, we listed off our top 10 bucket list roller coasters. I had a good time doing that, but we figured let's go back to our normal topics today, discuss what's going on in the industry, and go from there. So we are going to start with what's buzzing more than anything else, Wildcat's Revenge at Hershey Park. It is now open. Just how great does this new RMC coaster look, and where do you guys think it ranks in the park's lineup?
Looks fantastic.
So I got 9 rides on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jamair, you're the only one in here of the 4 of us that has ridden it already.
Yeah. 9 rides, I will say it is probably like one of the best RMCs ever like created. The uniqueness and everything with the layout is just insane. And it really is like close. It's really close, but I'll probably give the edge to Wildcat's Revenge for being number 1 in the park with Sky Rush.
Wow. Okay. When they announced it, I'm going to be completely honest. I was on the side where no way it can be the best in the park. Sky Rush, even Candymonium, I thought for a while there. I'd still prefer to Wildcat's Revenge, but now seeing a POV and a ton of off-ride footage and just hearing everyone's reviews, I think it's got a shot. I really do. And the fact that a lot of people are saying it's like the best RMC is like pretty wild to me. Like when they announced it, I was like, okay, it's going to be better than what was once there, you know, Wildcat.
Obviously.
But yeah, but I don't know, man. It looks a lot better than I thought it was going to. Do I think the layout looks like the best layout of every RMC? Absolutely not. But I still feel like it packs a punch, and I think the airtime is going to surprise me. I think there's going to be airtime in places that you don't expect to get airtime. I am riding it in like 2 weeks, by the way. I thought I'd put that out there.
Okay. You hadn't told me about that, but there you go.
Yeah, me and my dad are going to go. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it looks really good. And you were saying you're riding in 2 weeks. I'm riding it in I think it's like a month from today, actually. So yeah, like all of us, I'm very excited for it. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure what to expect. I think for now, this is just my opinion because I haven't ridden it yet, but I would say I would probably put Sky Rush over it just for now because of how unique it is. I know like Wildcat's Revenge is unique in terms of RMCs, but like Sky Rush with just that out of control feeling and like the insane lateral moments and airtime. I don't know. I just think it's going to be above Wildcat's Revenge for me, but I could be completely wrong when I ride it a month. But it looks absolutely amazing, and I would not be surprised if it's in my top 10 overall at the end of the year.
Yeah, man. You said Sky Rush, and you said how Wildcat's Revenge, it's unique for an RMC, but it's still an RMC. And let's be honest, as great as RMC coasters are, a lot of them all do the same, where Sky Rush, the only other coaster out there I can kind of compare it to is, or I guess 2 coasters, like Hyperion and Flying Aces, I'd say are the only 2 you can really compare to Sky Rush.
I've ridden 8 RMCs. I've only ridden 1 Intamin Wing Rider or whatever it's called.
Prototype Wing. Some people call it a wing. Some people call it a hyper. I don't know.
Well, a wing, Intamin wing would be Furious Baco, but this is like a winged rider, I guess, because it's like both.
Mm-hmm. I myself, I've ridden 13 RMCs. Air Force One was the latest addition to the RMCs that I've ridden. But yeah, I agree with you. But Wildcat's Revenge, do I think it looks like it could be the best in the park? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how well it rides and how good of airtime it gives. That being said, it's no lower than number 3 in the park, just by the looks off ride. It looks like it's no lower than number 3 in the park.
I would 100% agree with that. Jamair, I actually want to ask you, so how many RMCs have you been on?
I can't even remember. JDC, Twisted Cyclone, Wicked Cyclone, Steel Vengeance, Wicked. I'm about to say Wicked Cyclone, Wildcat's Revenge, and Iron Gwazi. So 6.
Okay, so you've gotten around to a bunch then.
Yeah, the same as you, Nick.
Yeah, I've ridden 6 also. Not Iron Gwazi. I think the only one different that we have, it will be 7 once I ride Wildcat, but I've done Twisted Timbers and I've also done Air Force One. But like
Twisted
JDC,
I forgot
JDC. You've done Twisted Timbers?
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay. Timbers. So where does Wildcat rank of all 7 you've been on? I guess.
All right. I'm gonna say right now, people are probably gonna be like, "What?" I think it's completely better than Steel Vengeance. Completely better than all the RMCs below it. The only RMC that I said that really it competes with is Iron Gwazi.
So many people loved Steel Vengeance when it first opened, and now they're hating on it.
I don't get it.
To me, I don't hate Steel Vengeance. I don't hate Steel Vengeance. I absolutely love that ride. I rode it for the first time like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It's good, but the thing with Wildcat's Revenge is Steel Vengeance is only a back row ride. Wildcat's Revenge is a front row, back row ride. Like front, you get aggressive, like absolutely, like probably the most aggressive thing I have ever ridden in the front row. Back row, you get the airtime. Steel Vengeance gets repetitive here and there. Like soon as you hit the mid course, same thing. Wildcat's Revenge, you literally just don't have no mid course, and it just flies through and just like it's unique and just whippy. You get airtime secretly that you just wouldn't think you would get. It just throws it in there, and then just like the aggressive whip, just everything about that ride is just good.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wildcat's Revenge. That ride is supposedly gonna be open for Christmas Candy Lane, so that's notable.
Is it? Okay, did not know that. That's great to hear. All right, so yeah. Dark Coaster and Arctic Rescue, the 2 straddle coasters from Intamin, are now open. So thoughts on this model and which parks could use one of these, do you guys think?
Dark Coaster looks good. Arctic Rescue, if I'm completely honest, that ride looks underwhelming.
I feel like they could have done more with it.
It goes
I don't know if you guys have all watched a POV of Arctic Rescue yet, but the theming is extremely vague.
And it goes so slow through the layout.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Coaster could be the same way. No one knows. It's indoors.
But Dark Coaster at least has good theming.
Yep, I'll give you that.
Dark Coaster.
What do you guys think?
I did Dark Coaster for media, and it's good. Like
I didn't realize you did it. That's cool. I didn't actually realize that.
It's punchy, but they could use some improvements here and there. There's some moments where it's like completely dark. You can't see a thing. Like it fits the name, but it's like you could put like some like improvements here and there with like some animatronics or some type of theming. Because the ride is amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's great for kids. Kids might get scared because like there's some things that jump at you. Like you would be like, oh, like if you're a little kid, you probably would like jump. Like, but they could use some theming here and there, but I definitely think it could use some improvements and some development, but it's still really good.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I'd like to go ride it. I think it definitely looks better than Arctic Rescue, though. I'm with you there, Jason, that Arctic Rescue just looks meh. I don't.
Yeah. When I watched the POV for the first time, I was not that impressed by the POV, if I'm completely honest.
Not at all, man.
Okay, and I've done the original Wave Breaker.
Yeah, I still think Wavebreaker actually looks better than Arctic Rescue.
Because I've done Wavebreaker at SeaWorld San Antonio as well, and like honestly, I felt like that ride was underwhelming. I've actually not seen a POV for Arctic Rescue yet, so I imagine if you think that's worse than Wavebreaker, then I'm not really expecting much from it. I know it's like meant for the families, but I've heard some people say it's like similar to Manta, and like some people are even saying Manta's better than Arctic Rescue, which I could totally see.
I think it looks
Because like
better.
I hear many people say like Manta's a fantastic family coaster, but like especially when like the other SeaWorld parks have been getting like these insane coaster additions, and then like this one gets this. I don't know. I just feel like they could have gotten something better. It's considering they already have Manta in the same park. But
yeah, they're very.
It's my opinion.
I totally agree. They're very similar rides. However, you can't forget that they did just get Emperor. So.
True.
That being said,
True.
San Diego always seems to get the short end of the stick when it comes to new coasters at the SeaWorld parks.
Yeah.
Actually, SeaWorld San Diego is the one SeaWorld park I've never been to. So honestly, I don't even know like what how good their coaster collection is until I actually go there. But I was honestly like very surprised when I did both SeaWorld Orlando and SeaWorld San Antonio because they had like very surprising coaster collections. But I don't know. Obviously, I don't know until I go out to San Diego and ride the ones there.
Yeah, this is all speculation. We're just talking in general and based off of video that we saw on our phones. But
and then Dark Coaster, like that layout looks cool. It's like you go around there twice, and like the effects look pretty cool. I did see a POV for that one. I don't know if this is like a spoiler or anything, but there's that one part at the end where you're like basically being eaten by like a monster, like going to the break run. That was pretty cool.
I'm glad the second lap is different from the first one.
Yeah, that's true. Anything else you want to add, Jamair, since you're the only one in here that actually has been on one of these?
I mean, it's just I mean, if they just add more to the dark, like add more from like having it not as dark in some parts, I would like say it's really good. That's my only thing about it. There's nothing wrong with the ride. It's just like have some like a little bit of something in between with the second launch, have something there, and it'll be really good.
Yeah, nah, I like what they did. Dark Coaster, Dark Castle. I like the history and the theme and everything. But I don't know. I don't know where it would rank for me. I haven't been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg in a number of years, so I really need to get back there. But I don't think there's any way I'll prefer it to Verbolten. No way.
As for what parks could use one of these models, one sticks out in my head right away that I think would be a good fit. That's Silver Dollar City. I think that'd be a great fit for Silver Dollar City.
This is probably a weird park to say this, but I was just thinking of parks in like my local area. I'm from Ohio, and like I was thinking of a park that's like
gosh,
not Cedar Point. Don't worry, I was thinking Kennywood actually.
Oh, okay.
Think about it. Kennywood does not have any like besides like their Wild Mouse and maybe I wouldn't count Jackrabbit as a family coaster, but they don't really have any like good family coasters, and they only have one launch coaster. I don't know. I just think that would be like a cool addition for the families, and like I don't know, you could theme it around like I know you already have Steel Curtain, but you could theme it around football or something or some kind of sport like I don't know.
Yeah, because they have the Steelers. You could
theme it the Penguins, like a Penguin slider or something like that.
There you
hockey team, yeah.
Yeah, let's move on then. Now we're going to talk about Hypersphere 360, which is the new dark ride at SeaWorld Abu Dhabi. It's officially opened. So it's a Gravitron style ride. It basically gives the sensation of virtual reality, but it doesn't have any headsets.
It's almost like a simulator, it kind of looks like.
Exactly, yeah. Jamair and Ethan, I don't know if you guys have checked this out or not yet, but Jason, I know you did earlier. So, Jason, I guess we'll start with you.
I honestly don't know a whole lot about it, but it looks very, very futuristic from the POV videos that I saw of it.
I'd love to see one of these dark rides at one of the American SeaWorld parks.
I actually had somebody that just went like tell me about it. It actually looks pretty cool. Like they sent videos and stuff, and it actually looks pretty cool. Like I actually could see that at another like SeaWorld park. Like
I do agree. Like, it looks really futuristic. I'd have to see a full POV to see like what kinds of technologies they use to have that. But like based on these pictures, I'm seeing like it really gives like a futuristic Epcot kind of vibe,
Yeah,
which is like,
Yeah, I could see
you know,
that
I
definitely.
see Tron in there. I see Guardians of the Galaxy. I see like the, I guess, like the Finding Nemo ride that's there. And then I also, you know, I'm not sure if you've seen any or the station for the new Leviathan at SeaWorld Australia. I know it's not the
Mhm.
same
The
SeaWorld,
wooden coaster, right?
the wooden
Yeah.
coaster, but their station looks absolutely insane. And like when I see the picture of like the animals inside the lake with like the rocks on top of you, that really gives me Leviathan station vibes, which is probably one of the coolest stations I've ever seen. So I think if all of those are combined to one ride, I think that's going to be big hit for that park.
Those are all great examples, though. Right away when you said the futuristic vibe and Epcot, that was like my first initial reaction too. I think the first video I watched was from Attractions Magazine, um, on their YouTube channel. They sent someone out to go check it out, and yeah, I'm just gonna say everything you guys said. It looks very, very cool. And I would love to see one of these dark rides at an American theme park. Throw it at like SeaWorld Orlando and see if people like it. Because
Yeah.
you're right by Disney and Universal. So maybe they can compete a little bit.
Yeah, because SeaWorld cannot do dark rides. I'm sorry, because I heard Empire of the Penguin was really, really lame.
It kind of was. I've ridden that, and it wasn't that
Oh, I know
great.
what
And
you're talking about.
I
I
wasn't an
never read that.
enthusiast when I rode that, and I still thought like wasn't that good. It
I
just
got
felt
you.
like if Disney had like half of their budget to put into this ride or something like that. I don't know. I like
For
the
sure.
area. The Antarctica area was really cool, but the ride itself was just eh.
I got you. All right, yeah. So let's move on then. And next, we're going to talk about Holiday World. So Hollywood Nights was this weekend. I did not go. I've never gone. Not sure if it would be really up my alley. As much as Trimless Voyage sounds awesome, I don't know how I'd like all the chaos that comes with it. And
Well, it's now limited capacity to 500 people, so it's not as crazy as it used to be when I went.
still a lot of people, but yeah, it's got to be a little better now because that 1 year, it was the COVID year that they had no limited capacity, right?
The year I went, yeah.
What the heck were they thinking?
I don't know, man. There was like 4,000 attendees.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But
And
anyway, yeah, Hollywood got a lot of, or Holiday World. I said Hollywood. Holiday World got a lot of business this weekend for sure. So we're going to talk about all the construction that's going on there. What do you guys think exactly it's all for?
first off, I got to thank my friend Christian, Coasting the Planet, for even telling me about this because he went to Holiday World a few days ago and all the land where Pilgrim's Plunge used to be, you know, the troughs, they were there still after the ride closed. The troughs were still there for years and years and years. They finally removed it and leveled the entire ground. The whole land has been cleared now, except for the station. The station is still there. So what I'm thinking is they might reuse that ride station for a roller coaster.
Ooh. When was the last time they added a coaster? Was it Thunderbird?
Yeah.
2015, I think, was
Yes.
Thunderbird.
Mm-hmm.
Who in here has been to Holiday World? I have not.
I've been.
Just you two? Okay. Jamair, nah.
Nope.
Whatever they get, there's no way it'll top Voyage.
No.
However, I don't think, I feel like most people will say if they're going to get anything, it'll be a family coaster or a kids coaster. I wouldn't count Holiday World out.
It better be a family coaster because I know when they built Raven, they marketed that as a family coaster. That thing's not a family coaster. That thing is aggressive as all get out.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll be a wooden coaster. I think realistically, I could see a mock multi-launch, maybe like Copperhead Strike.
That seems a little expensive for Holiday World.
They got a B&M.
Yeah, that's true. But it took them 8 years to pay it off. They just paid it off this year.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Here's the
But
thing.
if we're talking off coasters that fit well for that park, I think a ride like Copperhead Strike is exactly what they need.
I think a ride like Dragonflyer would be perfect.
I was thinking of a Vekoma,
I was
one of
thinking
those new Vekoma models. That would be
He-
either Big Bear Mountain, maybe not as long as Big Bear Mountain, but like one of those Vekoma launch family coasters. I think that would be a good fit for Holiday World.
Nah, go with an inverted coaster. It'd give them enough.
Oh, true. They don't have any inverted coasters, right?
Right.
True.
It'd give them a family coaster. It'd give them an inverted coaster. So you'd get 2 rides in one out of that. 2 check marks off the box in 1 ride on that.
Yeah. No, all good suggestions. Like I said, I'm still on the side. They need a coaster with inversions. I mean, would a Vekoma family launch coaster be a bad fit? Absolutely not. As long as it's not another wooden coaster. If they get something like Kentucky Flyer, I'll just be like, why?
No. Honestly, knowing Holiday World, I wouldn't count that out because they love their wooden coasters.
I know they do, but like, why? I don't know.
Because I mean, they advertise like because I mean, I've heard some of the Holiday World commercials when I'm driving like past it or towards that park. They're like, "Come to our world famous water park or ride one of our legendary wooden coasters." They don't even mention Thunderbird. They're just like, "Ride one of our legendary wooden coasters."
Yeah, I think of every park out there. They have the best collection of wooden coasters. The only other park that would maybe come close is Mount Olympus. I don't know.
Kings Island.
I was thinking Kings Island.
Island, yeah.
Or Knoebels.
Knoebels, yeah. And yes, Flying Turns is a wooden coaster.
It is, yeah.
I did not get to ride it because it was closed.
I rode it.
I didn't ride it when I was just there, but I have been on it in the past.
Also, this is probably the only good thing this is probably the only thing this park has going for it in its favor. Six Flags St. Louis's wooden coaster collection.
Also a good example.
But
yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see what Holiday World does in the next year. I think if we're going to see a roller coaster, we could see it start being put together maybe the end of this summer.
Yeah, we know it's going to be a dry park ride. We know it's not going to be a water park ride this time because the last ride they got was Cheetah Chase. That was in 2020, and that was their 3rd water coaster. They market themselves as the water coaster capital of the world.
Speaking of water coasters, special segment later has something to do with that. So keep that in mind. Not going to disclose it yet. So last topic here, we're going to talk about Top Thrill Dragster. So footers were poured in the water under Iron Dragon. So could we be looking at a spike for Dragster? Ethan, I'll let you start this topic off since you were at Cedar Point yesterday.
Yes,
The reason why I actually, sorry to cut you off, but the reason why I figured we should talk about this is because I saw on your Instagram story you took a photo of the footers, and I was like, where they're placed, it has to be for Dragster.
Yeah, so actually, when I was at Cedar Point yesterday, I decided I don't really ride this ride a lot, which is Iron Dragon, but because it's a solid. It's not as good as the Bat Kings Island, but it's a solid family coaster.
Yeah,
it's the only ride at Cedar Point. Like my mom she hates roller coasters, so I go out like once in a while. But but like when I was waiting in line, I saw that there were 3 footers just sitting there, like right in between where the queue line is and like that section of track of Iron Dragon, and they are in shape as a triangle, and usually that means it's going to be a spike. So that's that kind of like helps my prediction more. And then when I was actually on Iron Dragon, I looked to the left because I was sitting on the left side, and literally there's a whole line of footers just lined up even behind where the original station was. So that might be saying something. I don't know if that means it's a spike or something else, but like my guess is there's going to be some sort of spike, and it's going to be a swing launch coaster. But obviously there's so much more to be determined by this. But like that's
in
all.
2024, because I remember when they announced the boardwalk, they also released a video for Dragster, and at the end it said 2024. Do you think they actually make that?
I would hope so, because I don't think Sierra Point usually lies about when they're going to open something. Well, except for COVID, that
Well, no
brought
one
back
could
the
have
opening.
predicted a pandemic that would shut down the whole world.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think Sierra Point, they have 11 months to build this thing. Well, actually, it will depend. Like, I'm not sure if they're going to take the track off the top hat and put on a new track, depending on if it's a new generation Intamin or rumored Zamperla. But I think it's, I could see it opening 2024, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does 2025 either. But hopefully
I was
24,
on
because I
the.
miss Dragster.
Yeah, I've actually never been on it. Lucky to have King Dakar at my home park, because it would be very disappointing to still to this day have not ridden an Intamin accelerator of that magnitude. Obviously, there's Storm Runner, but it's not anything close to the
And
adrenaline rush you get on like Dragster or King Dakar.
Yeah, and don't forget Matugani. I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. I actually think that ride looks cool. I still
It
wish
does.
Dorney got Kanonen.
I don't know.
I do.
I'll say I think it fits well at Lost Island though.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, honestly,
But,
anything at this point fits well at Lost Island.
PSA to everyone out there watching this: visit Lost Island. We do not need that park to shut down. I want that park to survive.
Yeah, they put so much money and time and effort and all the technology. Have you seen the dark rides at that place?
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Also, the log flume there. It's like a new generation log flume.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks very cool. But Dragster, for a while there, I thought Zamperla, not anymore. I'm set. It has to be Intamin now.
I still don't believe that because Cedar Fair hates Intamin.
So you think they'd really stoop to Zamperla?
Potentially.
I mean, they did work with them
for their wild mouse. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They did just work with them. So I don't know, man. It'll be interesting.
When was the last time Cedar Fair worked with Intamin?
Well, I know they had Shoot the Rapids. That was Cedar Point's last time with Intamin, and that was a big flop.
Yeah, that was 2010. Intimidator 305 also was 2010. I think
it might have been. It might have really might have been I-305. Yeah, which is crazy. But anyway, those were our 5 topics. So I said before, keep in mind water coasters, because for today's special segment, we are going to discuss our favorite water attraction that we've ridden. It can be a slide, a log flume, a rapids ride, any type of water attraction you want, but you got to pick one. And I hate to put you guys on the spot and not give you a heads up before this question, but that's kind of just how these special segments go.
I know my answer to this already.
I know my answer.
Me too.
You know? Oh, wow. Okay. I'm actually torn between a few, so I'll go last then. Jamair, we'll start with you.
Popeyes at Universal. That
Great
ride.
pick.
It's crazy how soaked you get. Like, you honestly get pretty soaked.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, that's probably the most soaked I've ever gone on any water attraction, even water slides. Like you get.
I wish I got around to doing Dudley Do Rights when I was just at Universal, but I didn't have the time.
That ride's great.
Yeah, I hear you get airtime on it. Doesn't it have lap bars on a log flume?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So weird.
I rode it last year. I forgot what the restraints were.
Jason, what is your pick? Dudley Do Rights or no?
No, mine is Mammoth at Holiday World, the longest water coaster in the world. It is so flippin' good. Not only because like Wildebeest and Chia Chase, they had the straight line rafts, so you just stay in a straight line the whole time. Mammoth, it has the circular raft, so you spin as you go around. So you can take the drops forwards, backwards, or sideways. And if you go down them backwards, they're crazy. Plus, you get soaked on it.
Yeah. Always great to ride these rides on a hot day. And I can't say I'm one of those people that loves having my shoes soaked and having to walk around in them. So most of the time I don't wear my shoes. Even if I don't have flip-flops on me, I'll go buy flip-flops and then like dry off my feet and then put my shoes back on because I hate to have to walk around in wet sneakers all day.
Yeah, there's a reason why Mammoth has been ranked the number 2 water slide in the world in the Golden Ticket Awards, behind, ironically, Wildebeest.
Yeah. Splash and Safari is what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll say, though, for water coasters, Krakatoa looks like at Volcano Bay looks like the best one.
Okay. Yeah, I could. Oh, yeah. Volcano Bay. I can definitely see that. All right, Ethan.
I've actually ridden Krakatoa. It's a good ride, good water coaster, but it's not my favorite. Yeah, staying with the Holiday World theme. I like the Holiday World theme we have going on. And Mammoth is really good, but actually Wildebeest is my favorite water attraction.
Wildebeest is most people's favorite for the airtime. I like Mammoth because you spin around and
Mammoth is great. That's probably second favorite for me because you spin around and you get soaked on that thing. But no, Wildebeest, like as an airtime fan, much of an airtime fan as I am, like that one, like it felt unsafe. Like literally, they had a single rider line for that ride, which why don't they have that at every park? Like literally, that would be like the perfect thing to have, single rider lines for especially for like those water coasters. But I rode with like it was 3 of us, 2 strangers and I. The 2 strangers had to have weighed over 250 pounds each. They were like, I don't want to call them fat, but like they were large guests. And
they were large.
Yeah, they were large. And it was me sitting in the back, and they were like, "Oh, it's going to go very fast. Don't you worry." And I legit had ejector airtime on a water slide. Like it was, I felt like I was going to fly out and hit the catch fence. Like it was that crazy. But yeah, like literally, that's easily my favorite water ride. But Mammoth is a close second.
What's disappointing is when I went back in 2020, I missed Cheetah Chase because when I got there, they had already closed the line off for the day because it was so long.
I haven't done that one yet.
All right. Yeah. My turn, I guess. All right. I'm torn between a few. I'll give a few shout outs to a couple good ones. I like Snake Pit, which is the Python Plummet, the drop slide at Dorney Park Wildwater Kingdom. I love Breaker's Edge Water Coaster at Hershey Park. It's a great ride.
I never got to do that, which was sad. It always had way too long of a line.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I also really like Thunder Creek Mountain. I think that's what it's called, which is the log flume at Dorney. I'm not talking about their shoot the chutes. That's Whitewater Landing. I'm talking about their log flume. I'm almost positive it's called Thunder Creek Mountain.
Yeah, and it has a really long drop.
Really, yeah, that's what I really like about it. You get very close to Steel Force's Helix and Hydra as well, and the drop goes all the way up this mountain and then drops down. It's very cool. It's probably my favorite traditional log flume. However, haven't been on it in a while, but my guy Nate Hawk0G, who we've had on the pod, you saw him in all the Atlanta vlogs. He just went to Busch Gardens Williamsburg and reminded me of one of the best attractions out there, Escape from Pompeii.
Yeah. Why does everyone love that ride so much? It's just a boat ride.
But it's
really
good. It's such a good
it's really cool theming. I'll say that.
It's really, really cool.
It doesn't even look like it gets you that wet.
No, it doesn't.
It's not about that, dude. It's very cool.
It's about the experience.
So it's basically like your traditional shoot the chutes ride. You go up the lift hill. Then there's like a storyline, and then there's the big drop at the end. But no, the theming is too good for its own being, and it's been there for a while now, and they really haven't updated much of the technology, and it still holds up, from what I hear anyway. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been to BGW, but from what I hear in videos I've seen, the technology still looks like it holds up. So
yeah, this ain't really a water ride per se, but Monster Mansion at Six Flags Over Georgia.
Oh yeah.
That's not a water ride, but okay.
I know, but it is water. It's on a boat that you go through a house in water, but
that's fair.
It's as much of a water ride as It's a Small World.
Yeah, There you go. All right. Yeah, so thank you guys for giving quick answers for the special segment. There's been times in the past where we've had a special segment that has gone on for a half hour, and that was about 10 minutes. So not bad. Appreciate it. All right, Jason, want to wrap us up, man?
Yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. The next episode is the last of the series. After the next episode, we are gone until September. No, we're not. We're not slacking. We're doing it because we're super, super duper busy this summer. Okay. So
I know you guys watching are like, all Jason and Nick do is the podcast, and they have no lives. You'd be wrong.
But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to our two guests who joined us today. And this is Coasters and Things.
Beyond the Thrills.
Park Visions.
Spoiler Coasters.
All signing out. See you guys later.